Welcome everyone to another GTR 24H interview. This time we're here with the number 41 Mugen SimRacing driver Martin Milotai. And Martin, I mean, let's just jump right in. How are you doing today?
I'm feeling pretty good. It was a very beautiful day for me. I think it could be better at some point, but we will see.
Well, I mean, I'm looking outside, and over here in the UK, it's not often I see this, but there's a lot of sunshine, so it's a good day for me, a good day for you. We're getting closer to summer, things are picking up. Let's talk about your championship, because you're one of the two teams so far that have been able to pick up a podium in every single race. P2 in Silverstone, P2 in Sebring. What's the team morale like?
The team morale is looking good, but of course we are looking for that W. I think that is the first target. Unfortunately, because of some events, we weren't able to get those. I mean, we had unfortunate penalties, of course, in Sebring. In Silverstone, we dropped quiet back. And in Indianapolis, of course, the engine blew up. So there is much to come for us in this championship, but it hasn't come for us yet.
I mean, you mentioned these issues that you have. I mean, with endurance racing, it's a given that at some point every team is going to encounter some issues. It's practically impossible for no issues to occur throughout a race. How lucky, unlucky do you think you have been with, you know, whatever it may be, whether it's penalties, whether it's technical issues, etc.?
I mean, we have been pretty unlucky at this stage. As I mentioned, in every race we had something for us. I think a clear race would be really good for us at this point. I am not that happy that we had so much trouble, but I hope in Nurburgring we will have some hope and probably take that W.
And you bring up Nurburgring, that is of course round 4 of the championship. We're making our way to the Nordschleife. And when we talk about issues, if you look at a track like Silverstone, Sebring, USA, if you make a mistake, if there's an issue with the car, it's 1.5 minutes back to the pits. If something happens at Nurburgring and, you know, unfortunately, if that happens in, you know, the opening 30 seconds of the lap, it's a very long way back to the pits. So does this affect your approach, whether that be how aggressive you take the earlier sectors in a lap, or even when it comes to lapping cars or letting some of the hypercars or LMP2s through?
I mean, in the first laps we weren't that aggressive in the past. We tried to be cool as possible, but of course we try to race in lap 1 as well. That's just how it is. On lapping, I think we have to be more careful, because we had so much trouble as well on lapping, not giving enough space and getting, because of that, so much penalties. On the part that everyone is lapping us, we will see how the LMP2s and I think DPIs, there will be DPIs, will manage that.
And I mean, obviously you guys are in the GT3 class. Something that I do want to bring up is you're a young guy. How much experience do you have with sim racing? Is this, you know, your first, you know, real competitive season, or have you been doing it in previous years?
I started in F1, of course, in, I don't know, I think 3 years before, in little Hungarian championships. I say little, but in Hungarian that is big leagues. With LF2 I started, I think, 2 years ago with LMP2 classes. I think I am a little bit ahead of myself in time, of course.
Right.
I am trying to come to the top in every class, but it hasn't been that really good for me.
I do want to ask, because you mentioned that you're Hungarian, and I've actually been speaking to a few other commentators recently. We always think the F1 esports scene is rather saturated. There's always a lot of Hungarian drivers, which we love because it means that we get to try to pronounce Hungarian names all the time. Now, I don't bring this up for no reason. I bring it up because there is another Hungarian driver in GTR 24/8 who is an ex-F1 driver as well, in the form of Nobert Jakab. Is he a driver that you've raced against in Hungarian leagues in the past?
I raced against him, and he was my teammate for a long time as well. But unfortunately, we had some issues, and we had to separate. But yeah, he's a good guy. He's really fast, of course. He has quite a performance on races. I think LMP2s will have to watch out for him as well.
I mean, you were his teammate. He's now in the LMP2 class. Is there a chance that maybe in the future we get to see you going up against Norbert again? Or if it did happen, would you guys likely to be in the same team?
I don't think we'll be in the same team in the future, but I don't know what the future holds. As of LMP2 driving, I mean, I would like to give it a shot, another shot, but GT is the thing for me. I think I have found my performance there really good. Not that really good, but for me, of course.
Well, I mean, the GT3 class is, you know, almost kind of the rookie league, the step up into GTE, so we hope to potentially be seeing you and the rest of Mugen in the GTE class for next season. I want to talk a little bit about your teammates as well, Adam Serej, Zol Pribek, and Donat Diesner. What is the... I'm trying to think of the right word for this. What is the... what are the roles of each of you within the team when it comes to, you know, is there a lead driver who's kind of in charge of setups, etc.?
I don't think there is big roles in our group. We are quite similar in positions. I mean, Adam is pulling string for us. He's a quite good driver, and he's fast, of course, and he is pretty consistent. He had his issues in the past, of course, but right now he's one of our best drivers in GT classes. I mean, Donat is quite new to the game, and endurance as well. He will be pretty good, and he's quite fast gaining on us on performance. And Pribek, of course, that guy is freaking quick. I can't describe how quick he is, but yeah, he has some issues with long driving right now. Okay. But of course, we will see.
And again, kind of going back to the whole angle of you having done previously raced in F1 leagues, when you head to circuits, you know, like Silverstone and for round 5 at Spa-Francorchamps, are you a lot more confident at these tracks, with them having been tracks that you would have raced at a lot in the previous years?
I mean, no. I am, of course, confident on them, but I'm not quick. That's had to be on F1 as well. I wasn't quick on Suzuka or Silverstone as well, but we will see on Suzuka in another championship, of course, and on GTR later as well, I think.
We don't have Suzuka this season. We might be having, I think, Matsusaka or Suzuka back for next year. We did have it in the previous year, but for this year it's Nurburgring, Spa and Le Mans to complete the championship.
Oh, it was replaced by Spa. I forgot.
I mean, do you prefer Spa or Suzuka?
Spa, of course, Spa. I love Spa. It's of course a tricky track and good to drive on. I really like it.
Okay, then. So, with regards to the rest of the season, you know, you guys are currently in third. You're 1 point ahead of One Move. You're 14 points behind at Unison, but you're still a relatively new team. You mentioned that Donat is, you know, still pretty new to R Factor 2. How do you kind of see your progression over the rest of the season? Do you still think that there is a lot of potential untapped by yourself and the rest of the team, or do you think you're kind of nearing that limit already?
Yes, there is space to us for to gain on us. There is a lot more speed in us. On the tracks. I mean, Nurburgring, I think we will see, but I think we have a good performance there. We will see, of course, in the future, but we are going for that win, of course. Everyone is going for that, but it is really coming for us. It is really close for us right now. In the future, we will see what happens, of course, in the races, but we were good in the races, but mistakes happened. Yeah.
Pretty much final question that I do have for you. Are there any, sponsors or people that have helped out Mugen SimRacing over the year in GTR 24H that you'd like to thank?
I mean, we were trying to negotiate with sponsors, but we weren't able to settle with anyone yet. We are, of course, looking for sponsors ourselves. We will see in the future what we can get or what we can earn with our performances.
Well, I mean, if anyone is currently listening, we've got a very strong team here in the form of Mugen SimRacing, 3 consistent podiums. And how likely do you think it is that we see you guys on the top step in the 3 final rounds of the season, or one of the 3 final rounds?
I mean, I hope we will be there, but the other teams are quite fast as well. We have seen this year that this group is pretty close. I think the whole category is really close in performances, but we really want that win in Nurburgring.
Well, Martin, thank you so much for joining me for this interview, and best of luck to you and Mugen SimRacing in the next round in Nurburgring and for the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you.